But it was a kind of a weird weekend, actually, for the Patriots' perspective in the number 4 overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft. We wrapped up the combine. The one thing that I was looking at was Will Campbell's arms. This has been much ado about the arms. Is it a reach for Will Campbell? He doesn't have the arm length to play tackle. It's got to start with 33. If he hits the 33 inches, he can play tackle in this league. No matter how he plays, he's got to hit that. Well, bad news, guys. It started with Kevin McHale's number, not Larry Bird's. 32 5/8. Not spending the top 5 pick on a guard, I'll tell you that. Although his tape is really good. I don't like going this direction, but sometimes you got to. Same way Joe Thuney is a Hall of Fame guard, but you saw him playing tackle for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. It wasn't pretty. These things are real. These measurements, there's a reason why we have them. So Will Campbell, doubt he's going number 4. Just really doubt it, even though from what it sounds like the Patriots people like him. Instead, there's a shakeup potentially in the top 4 because now there are rumors that the Giants will be willing to trade up to number 1 with Tennessee so that they can ensure that they go and pick Cam Ward for them to be their quarterback. There is such a consensus now amongst kind of the analysts around the league and the people in power around the league that Shedeur Sanders is way behind Cam Ward in an already pretty weak NFL draft for quarterbacks. But they say everyone thinks Cam Ward is the consensus number 1 guy and that it's a pretty sizable gap between he and Shedeur, and that potentially Shedeur could be closer to Jackson Dart than he is to Cam Ward. Now, that would be fascinating because then you play out the scenarios in your head. Okay, Giants trade up to number 1, and Cleveland, if you're Cleveland, it's like you still kind of have to get a quarterback. Like you don't have an option, right? I mean, Tennessee, you can maybe try one more year of the Will Levis thing or get some kind of Jacoby Brissett type off the street and have Abdul Carter, the best player in the draft. But if you're the Browns, who are not as terrible as their record was this year, you'd think, but still not very good, you're like, we kind of need quarterback. We need franchise quarterback here. So would they take that big a reach of Shedeur at number 2? That would be nuts to me, but it could happen. In that case, Tennessee does what the Celtics did with Jason Tatum in the 17 draft. They're like, ooh, we want to draft this guy at 1, but we know these teams behind us are willing to trade up against somebody else at 1, so we'll just draft our guy at 3. And they can get Abdul Carter at 3. And in that case, the Patriots, Heisman hunting for Travis Hunter, boy, would that be something. That would be, to me, the best case scenario. The best case scenario for the Patriots. In fact, USA Today, which is actually one of my first checks. I didn't have to go through 10 of these mock drafts. It's one of my first checks for mock drafts. They have the Patriots getting Travis Hunter at number 4. They have the Giants not trading. They have the Titans taking Cam Ward, Cleveland taking Abdul Carter, and the Giants taking Shedeur Sanders. As much as I just kind of shat on Shedeur there, and as much as I talked about the Browns needing a quarterback, I don't think that's that crazy. I think the other scenario is more likely, but I don't think that's that crazy. And in that case, it would fall into your lap. But the reason why I picked the other scenario, which is Cleveland being forced to pick Shedeur after the Giants trade up to number 1, is I don't everything we've seen says the Titans would probably be willing to pick Carter number 1. If they don't, then yeah, that will open up something for the Patriots because I think someone's going to reach for Sanders. I really do. I just think, I know the quarterback class is not that great, but we're still in the big 2025, man. These teams, they reach like hell for quarterbacks. So I wouldn't be stunned to see that. The other one I looked at, the ESPN one, I think it was, had the Patriots picking, it was PFF. Had the Patriots picking Ted McMillan at 4. I am here to tell you that is not going to happen. 1,000% that's not going to happen. They're not going to pick Will Campbell, and they are not going to pick Ted McMillan out of Arizona. No chance. Not only do they not draft wide receivers that amount to anything, but Ted McMillan's draft stock is slipping. So we started kind of December when we knew the Patriots are going to be in the top 2 or 3. Of course, ironically, they're 4th. We started the Travis Hunter watch. And now, after all this circus, we're probably back to Travis Hunter watch, which is the guy that the Patriots, according to Karen Guregian, said they believe could be their wide receiver 1 and potentially cornerback 1. Of course, Christian Gonzalez is an all-pro and one of the very best in the league. But if you could have, and I know this sounds like compromising here or putting a guy in a position where he's not going to shine as much. If you could have Travis Hunter as the nickel corner and playing some receiver, like that could be a very, very, very valuable asset for the Patriots and foundational for that defense. Of course, he's used to playing on the outside, but I think Travis Hunter can live in the slot. I think he's a little bit more physical than people give him credit for. And I think he can be a nickel corner for an aggressive defense like the Patriots could be putting out. Just my 2 cents anyway. I think on March 3rd, 2025, a month and a half before the draft, almost 2 months, I think the Patriots will have the option to pick Travis Hunter at number 4. And shit, man, they could even trade up. They could trade to 3. You know, if you're picking at 3, whether it's the Giants or the Titans, I guess maybe more so the Giants, you could say, yeah, well, I can get my quarterback at 4. And this will cost them a future pick to go up and get Travis Hunter. But really, we're thinking about quarterback. That could happen too. Either way, if the Patriots end up with Travis Hunter and not Will Campbell or Ted McMillan, I'm pretty good with that. Mason Graham, I'm also not, really anti, but then again, he's got some of the same issues that Will Campbell has, the measurables. So that is something you got to take into account. What you also have to take into account is that the Cam Show is live every day on YouTube at high noon Eastern time with fresh Boston sports content every day. And then it's available wherever you get your podcasts. So we appreciate you guys joining in.
We are Rogue Media Sports.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. And if you like this video, be sure to give us a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter here for some more outrageous Boston sports takes coming to you every weekday at noon Eastern time. And then after that, wherever you get your podcasts.
We are Rogue Media Sports.